Okay, so you know that feeling when you take your car and you're thinking, oh, this will be easy peasy. Just an oil change,
Yeah.
maybe a tire rotation, and then suddenly, bam,
Yeah,
a huge repair bill.
it always gets you.
It's like, oh, no.
Yeah, that feeling of like complete vulnerability, like I have no idea what's going on in here, and I am at the mercy of whoever is telling me what needs to happen.
Right. And you're just hoping they're being straight with you.
Exactly.
So is this feeling just us, or is this like a real thing?
Oh no, it's a very real thing.
Okay, good. I'm not crazy.
You are not crazy.
So we found this article
Yes.
by Steve Rode, who's the Get Out of Debt guy over at getoutofdebt.org, and they have like no shame debt help. And he's been doing this since 1994. So he's been around the block a time or two.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about.
He does. He does. And the article is called The Real Reason You Don't Trust Your Mechanic and How to Avoid Getting Burned.
Yeah. Catchy title.
Yeah, very catchy, very true. And we're going to go through this article, pull out the really good stuff, and help you guys avoid getting burned.
That is the goal.
That is the goal. So to really set the stage for this whole conversation,
Okay.
the Iowa Attorney General said that auto repair shops were the #1 most complained about industry in 2024,
Wow.
more than scammers and telemarketers.
That's saying something.
Right. So that should tell you something right there.
Yeah, it's not just, an occasional bad experience.
Kind of scary.
It is a bit alarming.
Yeah, so our mission is to equip you
Yeah.
with the tools to know when something's fishy, to protect your wallet, and to feel good about taking your car in to get fixed.
Absolutely, because car trouble is stressful enough
Oh my God.
without having to worry about whether you're being taken advantage of.
Right. So Rode gets into the why is there so much distrust?
Yeah.
And it's not just about the work that they do, because
Right.
sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
But he says the complaints in Iowa were about all these unexpected charges.
Mm-hmm.
You go in thinking it's going to be one thing, and then
Yeah, and suddenly it's a
Yeah.
whole list of other things.
right, and then they'll say, "Oh, this didn't actually fix the problem. You need to also do this,"
Oh, that's the worst.
and then not honoring their warranties,
Right.
and trying to upsell you on stuff that you don't really need.
Right, using all those high-pressure tactics.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So why do you think this hits so hard when it happens with cars?
Well, I think it's because for most people, our cars are essential.
Yeah.
It's not like a luxury item. It's how we get to work, how we take care of our families,
Mhm.
how we live our lives.
We can't function without our cars.
Exactly. And when our car breaks down, we're kind of desperate
Yeah.
to get it fixed. And I think that's when we become vulnerable.
Yeah. Like you said, vulnerable feeling, and you're willing to do whatever it takes
Right. We're willing to pay whatever it takes
to get it fixed.
to get back on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, so Rode talks about this thing called fear-based upselling,
Yes.
and it's where they use your lack of knowledge about cars,
Oh, yeah. They love to use all that jargon.
yes, to scare you, into getting these unnecessary repairs. And I thought this example was so good.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
It was like this mechanic was saying, oh, your brake rotors are about to completely fail if you drive this car.
Oh, yeah.
It could be so dangerous.
Yeah. Playing on your fears.
Right.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, I'm going to die if I drive this car.
I know.
Another mine.
Versus a gas station attendant who was just like, oh, hey, your tire looks a little low.
Right.
And then guess what?
What?
The tire went flat.
Oh, wow. So the gas station attendant was actually giving good advice.
I know. And Steve even put LOL in the article, which I thought was perfect because
Yeah, a little bit of humor.
one of these is a real warning
Right.
and one of these is
A scare tactic.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just because they say it's urgent
Right.
doesn't mean it is.
Exact. Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Right.
So now we're going to go through his 7 ways to protect yourself from auto repair ripoffs.
All right. Let's hear them.
Okay. Number 1,
Hit me.
ask for a written estimate. So before they do any work on your car, you should have a piece of paper
Yeah.
that says exactly what they're going to do and how much it's going to cost.
And this is important because.
Because in a lot of states, it's actually the law.
Oh, wow.
So if they won't give you a written estimate,
Red flag.
walk away.
Yeah. Get out of there.
Yeah. All right. Number 2,
All right.
get a second opinion.
Now, this is one that I think a lot of people are hesitant to do
I know.
because they don't want to offend the first mechanic.
Right.
Or they feel like it's a hassle.
But especially if it's a really big repair,
Yeah.
it's worth it
Absolutely.
to get a second opinion and just say, thank you for the estimate.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a second opinion.
Right.
And don't feel weird about it.
Exactly. And a good mechanic will totally understand that.
Yeah, they will. And they won't be offended.
No.
No, it's your money,
Right.
your car.
You have the right to make an informed decision.
Yes. And, I'm always like, what if what if the first guy was right?
Yeah.
And then I take it to the second guy, and he's like, no, this is wrong. And then I take it back to the first guy, and they're like, you went somewhere else. But a good mechanic is going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, you're right. This is what needs to be done.
Exactly. They're not going to hold it against you.
Okay, so number 3,
Okay.
say no to pressure.
Oh, wow.
So if I'm trying to, like, rush you into making a decision.
Especially if they're using those scare tactics we talked about.
Yes, or if they're, like, using all this jargon that you don't understand.
Right.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, a good mechanic will explain things to you
Yes.
in plain English.
And give you time to think about it.
Right. They want you to understand what's going on.
Yes. So number 4, look up the shop's reviews.
Oh, yeah. Reviews are so helpful.
Yes, and don't just look at the star rating.
Right. Look for patterns.
Yes. Like,
Yeah.
are people saying the same negative things?
Yeah, like are they getting hit with unexpected charges or...
Yeah, are they saying the work was bad?
Right, or that the customer service was terrible.
If you see the same complaints over and over again,
Yeah, that's a pretty good sign
that's a red flag.
to stay away.
Yes. Okay, number 5. This one I love.
Ooh, tell me.
Ask to see the old parts.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So if they say, oh, we replaced this part,
Yeah.
you can say, can I see the old one?
Right.
And a good mechanic will be like,
Yeah, absolutely.
here you go.
Here's the old part.
And if they're trying to scam you,
Yeah, they're going to be like, I don't know where it is.
yeah, or they'll show you a part that's clearly not that old.
Right, so that's a good one.
That's a good way to call their bluff.
Okay, number 6.
Okay.
Use your credit card.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so this might seem counterintuitive because you don't want to go into debt.
Right.
But if something goes wrong,
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to dispute a charge with your credit card company
that's it.
than it is with like cash or debit card.
Yeah, you have more protection.
Right, so that's good to know.
Good tip.
Okay, and number 7, know your rights.
So in a lot of states, there are laws
Yeah.
that protect you
Right.
from being ripped off by mechanics.
Like the one about the written estimate.
Yeah, and like they have to honor their estimates.
Right.
Unless you say it's okay to do more work.
Yeah, so it's good to know what your rights are.
Yes, do your research.
Absolutely.
And then Steve also talks about how sometimes people feel ashamed
Oh,
to
yeah.
speak up
I can see that.
when they feel like they've been ripped off.
Yeah, like maybe they feel dumb.
Yeah, like they should have known better.
Right. Or they're embarrassed to cause a scene.
Right, but he says don't let that stop you.
Yeah.
If something feels wrong,
Right.
report it.
Yes, report it to your state attorney general or your local consumer protection office.
It's not about being petty.
Right. It's about protecting other people.
Yeah, and if you've already been ripped off,
Yeah.
it's not your fault.
Exactly. You were taken advantage of.
Yeah, and you weren't dumb.
No.
It's just that someone was trying to scam you. So how do we find those good mechanics?
Yeah. The ones that we can trust.
The gold standard.
The gold standard.
Yeah, so Steve says look for ASE certification.
Okay.
Okay, that means they've passed like these hard tests.
Right. So they actually know what they're doing.
Exactly. And then AAA approved auto repair shops.
Okay.
Those have met certain standards.
Yeah, for quality and customer service.
Yeah, but the best way to find a good mechanic,
What's that?
ask people you trust.
Oh, yeah, word of mouth.
Yeah, like your friends, your family.
Right.
If they've had a good experience with someone,
Yeah, that's usually a good sign.
that's a good sign. And then also look for tops that give you a detailed written estimate
Right.
and take the time to explain things to
Yeah.
you so you understand what they're doing.
Exactly. Clear communication is key.
Yes. And here's a bonus tip.
Okay.
Ask them what doesn't need to be fixed yet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because a good mechanic will tell you,
Right?
oh, this can wait.
You don't need to do this right now.
Yeah, they're not just trying to get more money out of you.
Right. They're thinking about your best interests.
So what happens if you do get hit with like a crazy repair bill?
Oh, yeah, the one that blows your budget.
Like Steve talks about $2,500 transmission issue.
Oof, that'll do it.
That'll wipe you out.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
So Steve says the first thing you got to do is track your spending.
Okay.
For 30 days, just write down everything you spend money on.
No judgment.
No judgment. Just get a clear picture
Okay.
of where your money's going.
Okay, step 2.
All right.
Make a spending plan
Okay.
based on your real spending.
So not like some fantasy budget,
Right.
but what you're actually spending money on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And step 3,
Yeah.
don't panic borrow.
Oh, yeah.
Like don't go get a payday loan
Right.
or put it on your credit card
Unless you absolutely have to.
unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
And if you're struggling with debt,
Yeah.
Steve's website, getoutofdebt.org, has a ton of resources to help you.
Absolutely. And he also has a book called Eliminate Your Debt, Like a Pro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's a great resource.
Very cool. So Steve ends his article with this really powerful statement.
Okay.
You deserve respect in the repair shop.
I love that.
It's not just about the money.
Right.
It's about not being taken advantage of.
Yeah. Feeling like you have some control.
And he says the more you know,
Yeah.
the less likely you are to be taken advantage of.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power.
Yes, and he even says, hey, go to the comments section of this article on getoutofdebt.org
Oh, cool.
and share your stories,
Yeah.
both good and bad,
That's a great idea.
so other people can learn from your experiences.
Yeah, it's like a community support group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the big takeaway here is be informed, be proactive, know your rights, and you'll be much less likely to get ripped off.
Yeah, and you'll feel more confident
Yes,
when you're dealing with car repairs.
definitely. So go check out Steve's full article.
Yeah.
We'll put a link in the description.
Awesome.
And if you need help with debt, Steve recommends Damon at damonday.com.
He's a great debt coach.
Awesome. So here's something to think about.
Okay.
When you know more about something,
Yeah.
you feel more in control.
Absolutely.
And that's true for so many areas of life,
Right, not just car repairs.
not just car repair. So
Yeah.
what other areas of your life could you benefit from, like doing a deep dive
Ooh, that's a good question.
and getting more knowledge?
Yeah, what could we learn more about?
That's for you guys to think about.